recently found is that there's this new thing called ECW-itis, and ECW-itis affects a lot of people. It affects people like Jam Henry, it affects people like Fino, and it's a main source of depression that has been coming lately. So, Jackson, I want to know your thoughts on ECW-itis and their recent return. We apologize for the sensitive topic, but we feel like it needs to be discussed. Jackson, what are your thoughts on this?
It's worse than COVID-19. It's worse than
Yeah,
COVID-19.
yeah.
Like, you can't imagine what it is getting ECW-itis. I mean, Jam Henry, really good guy, and it's unfortunate that he had this disease.
We're very
Thankfully,
glad that he cured from it, though.
he was cured, but you know, yeah.
It
All
still
jokes
happened.
aside, though, all jokes aside, though, fuck ECW, man.
Like, it's such a meme now. Like, what? I don't know why they have to return every single week. Like, it's okay if you want to like have your Fed out. Just stop returning it 20,000 times. Just, just either keep it alive or kill it. I don't understand what the point is.
The only way I can see Zayn being successful in Road Wrestling anymore is if he just made an alt. That's just me being honest.
Yeah, because he is a nice guy behind. Like, he has a really nice poker face, uh, but you know when you see the stuff that he actually does, it's pretty fucking sketchy. But yeah, I mean honestly, like I feel like if he did do the only way that him or someone who's been canceled, like going on an alt, that could honestly work. The thing is though, if people suspect you, you know, you're gonna end up in a situation where your IP gets hacked again. But you know, it is what it is. I don't know why I don't get it, you know? Like, just, do we even need to talk about this? We're not giving this attention, okay? Uh, next thing that we're gonna talk about, uh, which is weird because it's been a month already, and I kind of feel like we're in the situation right now in the community where, even though the top federation has gone, it hasn't been replaced. Like, there's just a weird open spot because I don't see, no offense, I don't see BPW taking that spot. I just don't. It's just not the same anymore. And it's not like we don't have any credible feds, but the fact is that there's so many federations that are disappearing right now. The UCW is ending in the summer. WWL is gonna close too. All of these big feds that are in the RWA, oh, RWA is a whole nother topic. They are pretty like screwed right now, but all these federations that are disappearing kind of just sucks, to be honest. Like, there's no one that's gonna grab that throne. I mean, Dylan has no motivation anymore, and it's just there's no competition. So like, what are your thoughts on that, Jackson?
You know, I think whenever RCW ended way back when, people probably said the exact same thing. Like, oh yeah, everybody's expecting another Fed to take over, but no Fed really took over after RCW. But then slowly after APRW did, and now people are saying the exact same thing now. Um, I don't. I also agree with you. I don't think BPW right now can take over APRW spot at on the top of the mountain as like the best federation to go to right now. But I don't think there really is a Fed right now. Honestly, I think it's just Fed owners right now are just clawing for that spot, but no one's really doing a good job. I'm not seeing any improvement really from this community as far as federations go.
I just think it's weird because we've been doing this like for so long, where like a top federation exists and then it just gets taken over. And this is the first time, like, if you're in pro wrestling right now, this is truly like something. This is history because this is the first time that we don't have someone taking up the top place. But do I think it's because pro wrestling is dying? No, I just think nobody is stepping up to the plate. As you said, people are losing motivation. They're getting older, and there's just a spot where we're going to be seeing a lot of federations that we did not expect to take the top spot, because the fact of the matter is once these top beds close down, those federations that are indies, is what I'm saying right now, invest in new federations, or like federations that are growing. Like, I'll name a few off the top of my head: WWS, OM, uh UWI, LNW, shameless plug. Um, there, there's so many federations right now that are they're gonna take the top spot because people don't get it. Pro wrestling doesn't die as long as Roblox is alive. Pro wrestling won't die, and that's just the way I see it. But it's weird, like nobody. It makes me feel almost uncomfortable, cause But aside from that, there are more uncomfortable things to talk about. Jackson, are you ready to talk about it?
Sure. Yeah. Let's. Sure. Sure. Why not?
Yeah. Okay. This one's this one is weird, especially because I never expected this one to happen. But yeah. When we did that interview with Deadly, right? And he said he wasn't gonna come back,
Yeah.
and
Yeah. I
then
remember that.
and then February 22nd, 2021, Steiner Section reports Deadly Rhodes came back to BPW. And so I spoke to Deadly in DMs, and he said it was because there's a lot of story and creative behind it. So that's why he was, talking about it. And that's why he joined. But I just find it's just weird. Deadly Rhodes returned. And honestly, nobody's complaining. And is that good? Is that bad? What do you think?
Honestly, I don't think there's a reason to complain. I mean, back when Deadly was in his prime, he was one of the best road wrestlers that we had, that this community had to offer. And I mean, I'm
He
not
was
complaining.
cheating.
I know, but
I mean, in terms of
before
character
that,
work, he was probably the best.
yeah. But I mean, there is a few reasons that you could complain, but I'm not surprised that no one is complaining. I mean, before he was caught cheating, Deadly was one hell of a guy, and he's made up for his mistakes, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's a little bit weird. What do you think about him going to a major fed? Like, not even indie, just major.
I don't really got an opinion on that.
I mean, personally, I think it's a little bit weird to just make that jump and, like, nobody complains. So, I mean, if nobody complains, then I don't complain. And then, okay, next one. Steiner, you covered this, so you should be able to comment on this, but there was a situation where John Cena apparently, in VNA, was sort of talking, and I guess you could say it was bad mouthing, but just speaking his mind, and he got fired for that. And a lot, and the way that the tweet was worded was really petty, in my opinion. And I think that's my main problem with him getting released. I tweeted it out on the day of. The way that they tweeted it was just so petty, and I think personally that you should never get released for something that that you say that doesn't directly like harm other people. There's one thing
If
about
you
dis.
say something, if you say something, and if you're in a federation and nobody's disagreeing with you, you shouldn't be released for it.
I think some people did disagree, but it was mainly the Fed owners and executives and probably long-term people. Uh, there's, there's. See, here's the thing. I think that at some point, disrespecting people should not be tolerated. You should still have a punishment, but in the case of Sean, I think if you're just generally speaking out your mind about like Hall of Famers and or like whatever he was talking about, I don't think that that was necessarily a reason to get fired. I think it was definitely a reason like maybe a suspension, but like they just straight fired him. So what are your thoughts on that?
Honestly, whenever I got the script for that episode of the Steiner section, and I was recording it, I had to stop in the middle because I was like, "What the fuck?" Because the whole situation, in my opinion, is kind of retarded. I mean, like he said something, and yes, some people were mad, but I mean, he shouldn't have got a release for it.
It was weird. He didn't get a suspension either. It was just Sean Cena straight getting released. I mean, I guess if that's your take as a Fed owner, but it does not look good for VNA. A lot of people were like coming back at them and saying that it was bad, but it was a weird situation. I think just in general that made a lot of people look a little bit because it was the tweet was just so petty. They could have released him and just wished him best on his future endeavors and said we came to an agreement and we don't feel like this. We don't feel like he represents the brand. Okay, so I'll give you an example. When we released TDP and Marcachet, we there was problems, right? But and they were being somewhat disrespectful, and it was kind of the same reason that Sean Cena was released. Not disrespecting like Hall of Famers. It was just they were giving a bad name to the company. So and I think you remember this, but when we like released it, and this was pretty big news because he's a big star. Both of them were like the faces and frontier of the Fed. So, but we released the information, and it was basically saying that it was very professional, which is weird for wrestling because nothing ever here is professional. But it was very, we didn't it wasn't ill suited like that was. It wasn't a petty tweet like whatever VNA sent out, man. That was really petty. It was more of like they look. We have the right as Fed owners to book our talent and choose our talent, and we don't feel like he's representing our brand, and that's just what we did. That's just how we worded it, and you know, not a lot of Feds do that. I see people like firing people and then saying in their tweet like we don't wish you the best in future endeavors. Like, dude, come on, that's just petty. Like, even if they did do something really bad, you don't have to wish them best in their future endeavors. But like, do you really have to insult them, especially in your Federation tweet? Like, it's your professional Twitter. Like, that's why people get mad whenever they use, whenever a Fed owner uses their Twitter to like say something political or say something that they should be saying on their main account, and it should be really reserved. The Fed owning Twitters should be reserved just to be primarily, in my opinion, should only be reserved to recapping your Fed and maybe doing like important twit longers, and that should be it. But yeah, that was a weird situation. Okay, so 11,000 views on Luke Cena's WWE WrestleMania 3, I think it was. 11,000 views, and we here are like we've hit the 1,000 view mark, but we've never hit 10K, and I don't think anyone. I think I maybe APRW did. I don't know, but 10,000 views.
That's
Holy,
insane.
what, dude? I never thought that would happen. Did you think that was gonna happen?
No, not even for Luke Cena's WWE. I mean, I figured it would get a few hundred, but not this number.
Man, I'm just thinking about it, and I'm like, those numbers. Jesus. I mean, congratulations.
Last, I did attend this event when it did happen last year, and it was a really fun event to watch. I mean, I remember sitting in the crowd. There was a few exploits in the show, no, that I can remember, but besides that, it was an amazing show. It deserves to get that number of views, but man, it is shocking. It really is.
And so another thing, I don't want to speak on it too long, but Jam Henry leaving ECW, I think people go back to because we see this pattern of people just going to ECW and then immediately leaving it after being talked out of it. I think that the reason why people go into ECW is because they see they see an easy opportunity to get free bookings, and it's a quote. It was a major Fed. It's not anymore, but it was a major Fed. So the way that I think about it is I think people go there because they feel like it's going to be another free opportunity to get popularity and wins, and it'll feel like a big win because it's a major Fed. And then when they go there, they realize this is not the same anymore. Me winning this out, it literally is not the same because it's not going to help me in any of the Fed. You're not going to be able to flex that. It's literally just wasting time, and that's why I think people go there. You got to comment on that, like why people go there.
I think people go there not knowing the history, but some still do. I mean, I know a few of Zane's close friends are still going. I mean, there's no there's no getting mad about that. I mean, shit. I mean, Ash, if you did something bad, I wouldn't get mad at you. I mean, I would, but I probably still wouldn't stop going to your Fed. Well, I mean, if RWI was still around.
If and remember, guys, Starcade, zero fans in attendance. it will happen. When will it happen? I don't know. I have 4 arena title
Soon.
sets to make, so
2021 or 2022 it's going to happen.
somewhere around December when I release Mysterio's Mystery, I will do RWI Starcade. Okay, for us, I don't know if you did I send you the I'll send you it now, but we are holy dude, 300 subscribers and it we like doubled our our subscribers in just like these few amount of months. Man, that is crazy. Jackson, how has it been for you to like come into the Roblania network and like because it was kind of both of our ideas to do the Steiner section. It's just that you had Pro Wrestling Backstage, and I had an idea
Yeah,
for small bits on the network that someone would narrate, and it just kind of came together. And eventually, we just named it the Steiner section because Jackson is going to do it. It just makes sense. So like, what is it being in here, and like, what is your experience being?
you know, honestly, going into this, I was probably thinking this isn't gonna last long or whatever. I'm probably gonna get fired within 3 weeks or whatever. But honestly, ever since the first video was uploaded on December 4th, I've had the time of my life doing this. Honestly, it's so much fun to just get to report on this news because I don't do pro wrestling often, and being able to do this show and read the news going on in the community and me being able to report on it, that's something that I'm feel really good with because I'm not a pro wrestler anymore, but I still feel connected to the community. And you and Roblania have given me such a wonderful opportunity to have fun with this community that I do love. And yeah, it's just been awesome.
I've had the same thing where like even though I'm not in the community anymore and I don't wrestle, well I do, but like very very brief appearances. I've just felt like now more than ever I feel more connected because when you're in pro wrestling you're only focused on a few things, but when you're like cuz when you're in my when you're in our perspective and we're just watching from afar, we don't just see like the fed that we're in. We see everything. Like we see all the feds and Roblania helps us see all of everything in the community and we just like kind of get an overview of what's happening, the good and the bad. But I just feel like it's been really great in Roblania. Like personally, we're in our prime right now. You look at the channel analytics. Our views have gotten up 105%, and our watch time has gone 300.
309%?
Yes, dude.
Good lord.
I don't know how this happened, but I think the Steiner section was a huge success, but also like all the content that we've just been putting out made this so much more than it needed to be. So,
I mean, the two Deadly Road videos that you put out, that alone
oh, of
has
course.
1,000 views.
That's
And then your
yeah.
interview with Caden got almost 400.
And the Omni one is
Yeah.
500 sitting right now. Jeez, bro, but like I mean, I gotta it's not just me or just Jackson or just Omni. It's like a whole collection of everyone just gathering together. And I feel like we're really providing good content. For the first time, I feel like I've actually been putting out something that's worth looking at as like a channel. Like this feels like a real channel now. But there's still a long way to go because I still have so much more planned. And one of the things that I had planned was the Roblania conference, which what is a Roblania conference, you know? Let me explain. Okay, every 2, maybe 3 months, I'm gonna be putting together exclusive reports. This is not the Steiner section, okay? The Steiner section recaps every week what happens in the community. What we do on the Roblinia conference is so different because we're giving out their exclusive reports that people haven't seen yet, that people are just getting. And
I mean, the Roblania conference alone, in my opinion, has been successful. You were the one who announced OWA's new pay per view Fear Factor, uh, the new Fed United Wrestling International. Obviously, probably got their name from RWI, but Yeah, I mean, I like watching it.
And it's sitting. Got a lot of people viewed it. A lot of people viewed it, and it was really nice because I could 13 likes and everything. Those were some good reveals. Okay, so let's now talk about the stuff that was actually revealed and the reports that, geez, I haven't even unraveled on because that conference wasn't even my opinion or anything. There is still so much to go over. Okay, so first ever federation hosted by the man Ethan Saber Jr., also known as Heel Jericho, former RWI commentator and executive director in RWI. He was really good at what he did, man. He was super good. But
One of the greatest.
yeah, he was the best, and he just was so creative on everything, and he was like so easy to work with. So he's gonna be opening up a federation with Ox Styles, and it's gonna be called Lethal Nonstop Wrestling. I can personally comment on this. I am going to be working alongside them, sort of as a mentor, sort of as someone in the background. I'm going to be telling them basically, hey, this is where we should go. Maybe this is the direction that we need to go to. Maybe we could do this, we could do that. Next pay per view should be like this. You should sign talent like this, reveal it then, blah blah blah. But I've basically been doing kind of a mentor role to these guys because they are fairly new and they haven't really hosted their own federation. And I think that I have a lot to offer. If you noticed, it's
They've
a little
already
bit.
done better than SRW.
Yes, honest. I guess we don't know if they're gonna hit 40 on their first pay per view, but if you guys don't know already, LNW, go contact if you know Ethan Saber, go contact Saber Jr. right now. You gotta get on that ship. Trust me, it's gonna be a ride to go on. And what I'm saying about in the beginning of the podcast, I said that people are gonna be replacing the top federations. I think LNW has a good chance of making it not necessarily to the top, but to like where RWI was. We weren't major, but we were nowhere near indie. We were in that middle ground and a little bit higher, I guess you could say, towards our peak. Hitting 50 players a show. But you could say that I think LNW has the potential to be the next RWI, which is very generous, considering 2020. But there's so much stuff that you guys are going to be able to do. So if you guys want to, if you guys have MNW sucks. I agree. MNW sucks, which is why I'm talking about a better federation called LNW. So LNW, bro, go contact Saber. Anyway, so I'm gonna be working alongside there, and we're gonna be doing a lot of stuff. It's a TNA Impact Fed, like 6-sided ring, and the only people that I've seen do that is SCW, and I think that's it, because nobody really uses that. First, Jackson, what are your thoughts on the 6-sided ring?
It's something that will either get a lot of hate or people will love. I mean, from my personal experience, some people really don't like the six-sided ring. I mean, I remember back whenever, and I'm speaking from real life experiences. Um, I know a lot of people had issues whenever TNA decided to do the six-sided ring, but Pro Wrestling and Roblox, it's a whole different story. Will people get the same vibes from TNA? I don't know, but I'm still gonna look forward to it.
Yeah, I just went to panic mode. I thought I broke my keyboard, but it was on a different effect. Okay. Sorry. Anyways, yeah, the 6-sided ring is a little bit of a weird thing for me because in clean room wrestling, I feel like a lot of people are gonna hate it or a lot of people are gonna love it. In terms of aesthetics, bro, people are gonna like dig that shit, okay? Because I made their pay per view arena and it's actually pretty nice, I would say. But dude, do you think Saber's gonna be a good host? You can be honest, because I don't think he's gonna care.
Honestly, I think he'll do all right. I mean, I know whenever me, him, and Jordan Ayers was commenting RWI every week, Knockout, I could tell he paid attention to the shows. So I know he's probably going to take some of your teachings and he'll probably do pretty good.
For me, I feel like Saber is just one of those guys that's really good at he has a lot of patience and he has a lot of respect. So I think that he's gonna be
Very
good.
loyal.
Yes, very,
Very
very loyal.
loyal.
I think in terms of booking his talent, that's probably going to be where his strong suit is. He's not that type of guy to get into altercations with people. He doesn't get into beef. So I think if people want like a clean community, like a non-toxic Fed, they should probably go to SRW for that. In terms of like competitive and fame,
Yeah, you should go to SRW.
did I say SRW?
You just said
Oh
SRW.
my god, that's embarrassing. Nobody go to SRW. That shit doesn't even exist anymore. Okay, LNW. I think if you want to be like, because Saber doesn't go into beef, doesn't do any of that stuff. But bro, oh my god, the live chat is exploding. I don't even know what's happening. Something about Shorty or whatever. Anyways, uh, if you want a community that isn't really like toxic or cares about like in-ring work, I feel like LNW is gonna be the best for that. But you're not gonna get a major competitive feel. You're not gonna get the feeling of, you're in a major
Nah,
fed and you're getting this title. You're not gonna get that feeling yet. Yet,
it's not gonna be BPW vibes.
no. It's never gonna be that. Maybe one day, like maybe like 7 months in the future, maybe even like 4 if they do really really well. But I don't think it's gonna happen right now. But yeah, dude, LNW is a solid indie fed. It has the potential to be the top one, and already like
It has the potential to be the next RWI.
yes. Yeah. If you've seen the titles that I made, I don't know, you have to be a part of the server in order to see it, but the titles look really nice. And they're all custom, and they're all 3D, and Saber paid me handsomely to make it. But I'm really proud of the work that I've been doing there. In terms of production, they're gonna have really good production because obviously I'm developing there. So they're gonna have really nice production. If you care about that, then yeah, it's gonna feel like a major fed, but in reality, it's gonna be an indie fed. So basically, what RWI was, it's gonna be awesome. Okay, next one though, OWA's next pay per view, and I'm really inclined on this because I'm the new co-owner, so you know, no flex or anything, but suck my dick. So yeah, the next pay per view is gonna be Fear Factor. Kind of a weird choice considering that usually we'd wait a year, but Tyson insisted on doing that. If you don't know that, he really wanted to do it. Um,
I
so
mean, it's not a bad name.
it is a great name. I just don't know why he chose it, but this whole OWA Chapter 2 thing. What's your take on it, Jackson?
It's got some people confused, and rightfully so. I mean, they haven't really released that much information. I mean, shit, they haven't changed their Discord logo yet. But in my opinion, Chapter 2, I really hope they're active this time and not wasting uh their alliances, wasting it. I think it's gonna do good. They got a really good group of federations. So yeah, I'm excited.
It's just weird because like the OWA particularly, if you watched Raw in 2019, I don't think anyone did, but like Mojo Rawley would do a bunch of segments where he would just stare at a mirror and like kind of yell at it, and it was really confusing, and that's what I feel like is happening right now. I'm a co-owner, but don't get me wrong, I don't.
No, RWI is not returning.
We'll get into that. We'll get into that because there is something related to RWI and me in terms of hosting that we're gonna talk about later, but it's big. It's big.
We'll get into it in a minute. We'll get into it.
We'll get into it. All right. So
Okay.
the what I think about the chapter 2 personally, I think there's a lot of potential. Tycoon has failed twice to pinpoint a pay per view, but this time I really think it's gonna be different because not only does he have me in it, he has great developers and Origin C has been more involved in planning everything. So it's gonna be, I just think the way that Tycoon is like presenting it is really weird. I've talked to them about this, by the way, so this is not like a dirt sheet or whatever. I've told them this. I think it's just weird the way that he's doing it. He should probably be more
Can I
upfront.
ask you a question?
Yeah,
May I ask you a question about something?
yeah.
Do you think Caden Jersey is going to actually return UDW?
No, he's the BPW general manager. As long as he has that role as general manager in BPW, I don't think he's ever gonna come back. I think the UDW might return under Caden, maybe, but in terms of you know, right now, no, no. As long as he has that general manager role, I mean, because who would pass that up? You know,
I mean, for real.
I mean, to be honest, I would right now because I got so much on my plate. Not flexing or anything. Okay, so Dractily asks, what Fed should we invest to? I said LNW, but what about you, Jackson? What do you think right now is the best Fed to invest in? Other than Ohm, because he got banned from there.
Uh, WWS is a up and rising Fed.
Hosted by
I recently
Spartan.
I recently did an interview with the owner, Spartan Stage Diver, RWI. uh, yeah, that's actually a really good one. Supreme Roblox Wrestling. That's an alright Fed.
Yeah, I've
Haven't
never
really
heard
seen
about them,
anything
but
of it.
what are they? Who hosts that?
I don't even know. I've only looked at it like once.
Well, I'm not gonna comment on it then.
But for those asking, I would invest in WWS. It's a really good Fed and LNW. Uh, yeah.
FTW Studio says, in my opinion, indie federations are way more comfortable than the bigger ones. And I think that is true, but primarily because they aren't major, they don't have the same requirements that major feds, because major feds are always in the grind of having to stay on top, whereas indie feds don't really have that responsibility. They kind of get on the loose with everything, and if they bomb a show, it's not that bad. But if a major fed bombs a show, people are going to talk about it. If some controversy gets out, an indie fed doesn't have to worry about it as much as a major one. But a good point to be brought up is that I think indie feds have really out of the box ideas that major feds don't do. Because major feds typically have like a not necessarily boring, but kind of uh, what's the word, generic style. Like,
I, I'll tell you what though. I'll tell you what though. Uh, Whenever I read what he said, I immediately thought of RWI because with everything, and I'm not sucking your dick, Ash, but the thing with RWI, it was just so perfect. If I'm being honest, like the size arena, the feel whenever you're walking into RWIHQ. I mean, that it is a really true statement. Indie federations are starting to feel more comfortable, and yeah, I think bigger federations can take notes from indie feds, as in terms of what should I do here and what am I doing wrong. Yeah, that's all I really got to say about that.
CJ says RWI return. Ahaha. No. Anyways, next question or well comment. FTW says just say it once more so I can rub it in the owner of the idiot's dude face. Tell me how much MNW sucks. Jackson, what is MNW?
I have no idea now that you say it.
Well, neither do I, so we're not going to comment on it. Okay, Drackley asked a really, really nice question. I like this one. What are some feds we should invest into? Slowly rising feds that have been getting more attention. For me, I would say World Wrestling Superstars, hosted by Spartan Stage Diver, or Ohm Wrestling. But those have a particular taste, so I could understand why you don't want to join it. One thing that I think you might be hesitant to join, but by the way, hi CJ, I can see you creeping in the call. I love you. Anyways,
Yo, what's up?
Italian Dream hosts the GMT Fed called Defiant Championship Wrestling, and of course, the federation is it's GMT. But I wrestled in there and I won my first match, and I'm EST. So, and I was going up a guy who was like MST or something that I've never heard of. So I think it's DCW has some really nice stuff. They have great production, but a terrible arena. Which, if you don't know, I'm actually going to be making them a new arena, but I got to finish the 3 other arenas and 2 title sets I have to do. MNW is just a really toxic fed. I think it's also not a popular fed because I've never heard of them in my life. Anyways, DCW is probably a nice one.
My
Um,
fault, Ash. To add on, I think Italian Dreams Fed is amazing, and you guys should go watch it. It's fire. Support them.
yeah, they have really nice storylines, and they have this weird thing where they do like dialogue with their NPCs. It's crazy. Like it's a whole different take on wrestling. So I think that's a really good fed to go to. But WWS, LNW if you can, and next fed I'm going to talk about. But yep,
What happened?
Jackson just poofed away, man. Who
It's
knows?
all good. I'll replace him. Pro wrestling
Poggers.
as a whole,
If you say it sucks, I swear to God, I'm kicking you to this
no,
call.
no, no. It's I really thought it's downhill, and it's really grown. And I thought by the time the Ken story got out and the lie about the age, I thought this would have died out. like a fucking match. You know what I'm saying? Like a match just waiting for the end, and it did not. Instead, it grew, and I'm just amazed of how this community has been growing, even though I'm not a part of it anymore. Maybe,
Yeah,
maybe.
yeah, I think that sums it up perfectly. That's my opinion on it. It's weird because you think that like losing your top federation twice within the span of just a few years would kind of like ruin the community, but like honestly, we're seeing so much new stuff. We're seeing so much development and like old feds that are returning, like ORW. It's weird. We're getting new federations, and it's kind of like honestly, I feel like right now we're so much better than we were a few months ago or like a year ago. We're just so much better now. I think that's
It's
awesome.
true. It's true. It's very true. I really thought that this was the end. I thought that this community was gonna die quickly with all the most of the negativity part of it. It was just like overweighing the positivity part, but more people are not really. They're not really leading to the negativity part of how I thought they were going to. They're actually evolving, which is mind blowing to me because a community that toxic does not have it's its buries its own hole, and somehow this community it's basically rising up from its the own hole it digged itself, which is unbelievably amazing. Um, the technology from a year ago is incredible, and that's mostly because of the pandemic giving people time to actually fuddle around with the with like all the technology that we have now. Like I went to this Fed. Chris was in, uh, former RWI champion, and the technology they had was it was absurd. I wouldn't think you would have this a year ago. So the pyro looked so different and so much more modern. I couldn't tell you what like how they did it. I don't understand how some of these guys are getting so good at developing, and honestly it just blows my mind.
Hmm. It's kind of like this question that Jackley just asked in the chat. What is your current status on Pro Wrestling? Personally, I think after 2016, it's downgraded hardly. Some feds have brung up like APRW and RCW, but the community proceeds to stab it. Thoughts? No, I actually think that that's the opposite of what's happening. I think that we're becoming, and I've said this so many times on the podcast, but whatever. I'll just say it again for the new viewers. I don't think pro wrestling is dying. I think it's growing by the day and by the numbers. If we look at the numbers, when have we ever hosted a 200 player event? Never, okay, because that never happens. And we did it this last year. We did it, and I think that's something that we should commend.
And and when has a Road Wrestling event ever trended on Twitter? Never. But
Exactly.
last year APRW did it.
That's true. That's true. It's unbelievable what people have been able to do in this community. In 2016, I don't think it downgraded. It hasn't downgraded yet, although it has became a little bit more toxic than it was before. Even though before it was still toxic. It's that you guys didn't notice it because you weren't really, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't as bad, to be honest. It wasn't as bad, but it still was toxic. Um, it hasn't downgraded. APRW and RCW are like the what do you call it? The Mount Rushmore of pro wrestling, and there's other feds to come. And I believe so that this community is not going to die anytime soon.
Yeah, and we're not saying that there's
Honestly,
anything like we're not saying that there's necessarily like only good stuff. There's bad stuff. There's a lot of terrible stuff that happens, but I think now we're getting to the point where people are becoming more aware that their action have consequences. Recently, I think it was Isabella, Zayn ex-girlfriend. She got exposed. Well, sorry, he got exposed, or she. I don't know what the pronouns are. It got it. It just sounds cruel. Whatever. Isabella
pronouns
got
are
exposed.
The person.
Yeah, it turns out it was a guy who was old, and that got exposed. But I think people are becoming more aware that if they lie, their consequences are going to come out, and it's gonna be, the truth is going to come out. And I think that's something that's helping. It's a little bit dangerous, it is, but it's something that's helping. And
Why do
yeah,
you? I don't understand. Why do you guys? Why do you lie? Why do you lie so much, bro? Why is that so good to you? Like how? Where do you find that to be good? Why would you lie about your own sex and then let somebody else um find you attractive? By the way, don't please avoid dating online. It is
Because you
the
can get
worst
away
way
with
to
it.
find love.
That's why you can get
Yes,
away with it
it is true. It, bro, especially in
for a
Roblox. Like,
long time.
there's, and I'm not trying to hate on LGBTQ people, but there are a lot of liars that lie about them being a girl, and it's okay. You're trans. You like at least make it clear that you are a transgender, even though some people might think of the other. I'm not. I don't judge anybody. You can be whatever color, whatever gender. I support it, but please don't lie about it. Don't say, oh, you were this or that. Don't lie, man. You know what I'm saying? Like people believe it, and then it's something else. Like there's other people that don't like that, and if you lie to them, how would you feel? How would you feel if somebody lied to you about their sex? You're not gonna like it. It sucks, man. Like you, why would you put that somebody else on somebody else's pain? It just doesn't feel right. I mean, like Ash, like back me up here, bro. If you found out that there was a girl that you were talking to, and it turned out to be a dude,
Ashley
but
Hayes.
and he told you that he was a girl, would you feel disgusted? Like wouldn't you feel some type of way that he just lied to you? I think it's horrible. Um and this is a big topic in pro wrestling. Online dating does not work, especially in Roblox, bro. Like don't online date. You know what I'm saying? There's always somebody out there that thinks you for you, that loves you for you. So you know what I'm saying? Just keep trying if you're finding it difficult. I mean, I certainly haven't. I'm not trying to brag.
I
Honestly,
want to
I think it's a topic that's not talked about enough and needs to be talked about more, like a lot more.
because it keeps
Ash,
happening a lot. I want to comment on
yeah,
something that CJ said when he said he said that you can be trans but at least disclose that information. I think what he meant to say was it's okay to be if you are a transgender in the community, that is perfectly fine. But you don't necessarily have to disclose that information. But I think what he meant to say is people who are really identify as male in their day-to-day lives and have commonly you know basically just like live their lives as a male and then live their online lives as a different gender. I think you should be able to disclose that information, as he said.
exactly,
Yeah,
exactly.
because if you're dating someone online, which is, we don't think it's tolerable, but it is something that happens, and we are going to acknowledge it. If it does happen, then you should disclose that because that is something that is so crucial in a relationship. Even if it's online, you should still disclose that I may appear as a woman online, but I am actually a different gender, So disclose that information. If you're transgender, I don't think you need to disclose that information. I mean, it may be something that partner would want to know, but you don't have
Personally,
to necessarily.
yeah,
I think that's what he meant to. Is that what you meant to
Yeah.
say? Because
yeah, it's exactly what I meant to say.
yep, yeah,
Listen. Uh, Personally, if you need to tell that person. You cannot just keep living the lie. Like nobody wants to live lies in a relationship. You don't want to keep lies. Like
yeah.
that is the second worst thing to cheating. And basically,
Mhm.
cheating is lying, and it's horrible because come on, man. Like I don't like you're telling me you're a dude, and I'm thinking you're a girl. Come on, man. Like that's not cool, bro. I find that to be I find that to be petty. That was the word I was looking for. To be petty. Nobody wants to be petty to anybody, bro. Like especially in this section. If you're a transgender, I'm not saying you could keep that to yourself. But if you're gonna look for a partner online, in quotations, um, please disclose that to that person so they know what they're getting into. Don't just let it be like it's not a lie because you may not know if that person feels that type of way with you no matter what you are. It's just how it is, bro. You just can't keep lying to people.
In this day and age, I think some people, when they get into these relationships, on Roblox and online at all, they start to not really figure out or know of the repercussions of what they're doing is wrong. Like they could be in over their head and not say or disclose that kind of information, and it would just get in. This is something that would probably be out of their control, but yet again, it still kind of is. I mean, they could say these things, and then whenever they get canceled for not saying that they're trans or whatever, and they could say, "Well, it didn't cross my mind." Well, it probably should have, because that's something you need to start doing if you're gonna do shit like that on online.
And as I said, it's
That's true.
literally because you can get away with it, as I just said before. And I want to quote a tweet that like Ashir just sent out literally 2 seconds ago. He said, "All of us take the community seriously. Anyone who says otherwise is lying to themselves. That only happens when you. The only time that it's true that you don't care is when you leave the community." And I think that's something that's really important because we do take the community seriously. Like the matter of the fact is, if you spend time on here, you care about it, okay? Because I don't care if people say I don't care. Engine is just like I don't give a shit about wrestling, whatever. Yeah, but you're on it every single week, okay? So people do care about it, and I think if you care about it that much, you should be able
It
to
becomes
be
a
open and free to
it,
be able to talk about what you want to do,
like,
and like be honest, like CJ said.
yeah, it becomes a hobby. Like pro wrestling is a hobby. It's what it is. It's something you do day in and day out.
And you don't want people fucking with your
And
hobby.
yeah, facts. I mean, like, are you gonna avoid the fact that you pro wrestle? I mean, I did it. I did it for years, and maybe I haven't done it in like a while, but that's because it grew out of me. But there's other people who take this very serious. I mean, people have made money out of this.
Like me.
Uh, yeah,
That's
I
why
mean,
I take my developing so seriously. Cause like
Ash made bank, bro. Like he's talented, and other people are talented, like Dylan Brooks and Kids Rock, who actually really set the bar on how technology can go its way.
hmm
Um, you were gonna add on my fault. I caught you out.
no, it's good. Finish the sentence.
Nah, I finished, bro.
Okay.
I'm,
All
I'm
right.
gonna just ramble on forever if I just keep talking.
All right. Next one is a pretty big one. Okay. I want to talk about something that is going to happen. CJ, you might have not even seen this. Have you watched the Roblania conference, CJ?
The Roblanian conference.
On the Roblania network. You can watch it in the background while you're doing it. Okay. So
All right.
the new Federation number 2. Me, alongside the mystery co-owner, former OWA Fed owner, someone who was talked to be in the RWA, but unfortunately left before that happened. So this man and I, or woman, this man or woman, we're gonna be bringing this new federation. Okay, we're continuing the Phoenix, not just in the Indies, but in the minors. Okay, this Phoenix, the RWI Phoenix, it will never die. That's the point of a Phoenix; it doesn't die. So this next federation is gonna be hosted by me and the secret um Fed owner. So I wanna do a little bit. Not gonna say anything specific, but in this federation, UWI, United Wrestling International, this federation, we're gonna have a lot of different stuff, and I want to get into that. So first off, our titles and how we're gonna book. It's gonna be very different than what you've ever seen. We're gonna be doing things necessarily not outside of the of like RWI because I'm not hosting it, just to clarify. I am a part of it. I do book the story. I do some storylines and I do some stuff and I do stuff. Like I am a co-owner, but I don't host day to day. The mystery co-owner, that is the one who will host every day, not me. But the way that we're gonna book our titles is it's gonna be very different. Okay, we got one minor title for story driven stuff, and one title for in-ring stuff. And you don't see this in a lot of federations. You don't see them really giving their titles a personality. You have a United States Intercontinental or maybe even a UK title, but you don't give them an actual identity. They just have a name. You don't actually care about it. What we're doing is different. We are making these titles have an importance, okay? Some of them have a storyline. As I said, one title has a story. And if I may, I might tease that some RWI stuff is gonna be coming back. Okay, so if you're interested in, if you wished you were a part of RWI, and if you wished RWI returned, this is the place to go. That and LNW, but this particularly because I'm so involved in it, this is the place to go if you miss RWI. And this former OWA Fed owner, I cannot say his or her name yet, but his or her Fed also is gonna have some important stuff in there. And man, our titles are going to be different. So let me tell you something about our tag team championships. Okay, first off, we're getting rid of the name tag team. I'm not going to tell you what the replacement name is going to be, but it's different. Okay, we're getting rid of that. We're going to be telling you right now, we are going to be treating the tag titles like a world title. You see this around in every Fed. They try to make their tag titles feel prestigious. They say it's a world tag team
Relevant.
title, not just a tag team title. It's a world tag team title, but nobody takes it seriously. What we're gonna do is we're getting rid of that tag team name. Screw tag teams, okay? It's in wrestling. It's in the past. We're replacing that.
I want to think of guys.
Go ahead.
Uh, I want to say. I want to say it has to do something with Spanish.
No, I know what you're thinking of, but no, that's not it. That's not it. That's a good guess though.
Damn.
No, that's it was in the talks. We were thinking about it. I talked to the mystery co-owner. I talked to him about it, and I was like, maybe we could have the title return, but it was like it's kind of weird. Nobody really gets it anymore. It's 2018. It was in the past, so we just moved on from that. But it was in the talk. So good guess. And for those who don't know what we're talking about, we're talking about the Rey del Cielo title, right? That's what we're talking about.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Okay, yeah. We were talking about the Rey del Cielo title. We were like, maybe I said I bring it up, but no. Instead, we have two titles. Two minor titles, one dedicated to storylines, the other one dedicated to in-ring work. Two separate titles, but so important because it just proves that storylines matter just as much as the work. That's how we're gonna book this. That's how we're gonna move this going forward. And then the main title is gonna be a combo of them. You have to be good in ring, and you have to be a good storyline maker. That's what makes you. A lot of people like Jack Steiner, right? I don't want to call you out specifically, but you're just a good example. Is amazing at presenting the story. Is so good to where he got recruited by UDW. He got recruited by UDW just by sitting on a barricade that entire show. That's how he got recruited to at the time when UDW was in its prime. This is when Origin CA was hosting it, and they were about to go into the RWA. They were in the talks with the RWA. That man got scouted to that federation just by sitting there on a barricade after losing a match. He just sat there on a barricade the entire show. And he did so good at that. A tiny thing. He did so good at that tiny thing that, dude, he made it. And what we're going to be doing here is those types of people, they're going to be rewarded for their work. Okay? They're going to be, just because you might not be as great in in-ring work, but you're amazing on the mic, you're going to be rewarded. There's a title for you here. And then on the opposite side, who cares about storylines? You know, like, I'm not very good at promos. I'm just a beast. And I'm gonna work my way up, but I don't want to have to work my way up through a storyline title. Like, that's not my thing. We got a title for you. We got a title for you to work your way up. We got you on that. Okay, you get to prove yourself. And then, the tag team division, like, I want a tag team title that be taken seriously. That's what we got.
Yeah, yo, bro. There's no tag team titles that really are taken serious. It's always like there's no. I haven't seen like a minor Fed start with a tag team title with actual factions. There's always two wrestlers that fight for world titles to give the tag team title like attraction, and that's just basic and boring. I feel like if we saw more factions, then the actual division itself would grow as a whole.
Exactly.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if anybody else feels that way, but I definitely feel that way.
Dude, in this old Fed I was in, I had my own faction, and after we ended it, the Fed ended like 3 months later.
What, WCPW?
No, OWRW.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Or
Yeah, I get it.
yo, I know a faction that killed the Fed.
Who is this?
ZK.
Your final RWA champion, you bitch.
Oh, yeah. Go on. You should
was
probably
called
introduce yourself,
Fadius.
though.
Oh,
It's a little
my
bit
name is
rude. Go on.
Yeah. My name is Zombie. Yeah. Hello. Yeah.
No, your
but-
name is
Zombie!
ZK. It's ZK. If someone
ZK.
calls him Zombie Killer, I'm kicking you from the call. It's ZK. Anyways, go on, ZK.
You don't have to call me Zombie Killer. You can just call me Zombie.
Don't.
So ZK,
Thank you.
you were saying?
I know a faction that killed the Fed.
Go on.
Faded Ascension, killing DWF.
What?
Right as Faded Ascension left DWF, everything
DWF
dropped. Yeah,
DWF
everything.
died.
Yeah, everything fucking dropped right as FA left.
To be fair, they kind of dug themselves a hole with the way that they hosted their Fed.
I mean,
Yeah.
DWF was like one of the feds that mid carders would go to, or old heads that used to do like RCW or APRW used to go to, like Eddie Slayer. Eddie Slayer used to go to DWF and all that. That's
literally
that's where
the
people
only
got
thing
kids.
that was keeping DWF alive was FA. After that, it just started dying.
Mhm.
Well, that's how feds go. I mean, it's how many years is it in now? It's 10 years almost. The Fed has been alive. So
it's pretty old.
I mean, what do you expect? Like
Yeah.
the Fed has to die
They were,
somehow.
they were
Like, I
bound to
mean,
die, and they're no offense. I don't like saying this. Sometimes people just wear themselves out, and it's like it's over, man. Just call it quits. It's not the
yeah,
thing.
that's what I'm saying. Hawkson did a good job keeping the Fed alive for how long it went. Um, Also, who else? What was his name again? The Phantom. I forgot his username, but his gimmick was Phantom. He kept the Fed alive and gave it to Hawkson. I know that story, and in my opinion, the Fed was never the major Fed. It was like kind of, how do I explain? It's more of the mid card. It was just basically a bunch of mid carders fighting for the main titles.
That's the best way to word it.
Yeah, like that's all it was, bro. That's all it ever will be.
And then you had and then you just had the occasional unstable Ken there.
Yeah, like it was to show gratitude. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
Ken being there.
Okay, but is Ken even really like a high carder? Because I mean, let's not forget he got swept by Gog Rollins when he was holding the UDW World Title. So it's kind of debatable whether he was actually a high carder or not. But he was.
It depends, because he has held RWA World Titles before.
Okay, but let's talk about how he got there.
Yeah,
how he got that opportunity. Okay.
Oh look, he won the WWE Championship.
Yeah, look, ZK. Here's where we're going with this, ZK. You know Kids Rock?
Yeah, Kid.
Yeah. Do you see where I'm going with this?
Yeah, I see where you're going.
Okay,
yeah.
So we could just stop. We're gonna stop that conversation right there. We know exactly where this is going. Kids Rock. I'm not gonna say made Ken, but he definitely was a big part of what Ken did. Because Ken became relevant through Kids Rock, he was able to gain that.
That's how I found out about him.
I mean, where are you gonna like? I mean, APRW skyrocketed because Kids Rock gave the attention to Ken. Because they were good friends.
He gave him fucking Outbreak. He gave him the permission to use the Outbreak title.
And it's exactly why they grew. If it wasn't for kids, then do you think people like Mikey or Desaro or Don Morrison, who are former RCW champions and world champions, that even I used to be in the rosters with them, it would have never happened. Because they were good friends, it's why it happened.
Yeah,
Justice League.
Yeah, like he wasn't that big before RCW.
It's true.
Yeah, like RCW made him big.
Sam Falcon, another person who fights in APRW. A lot of people.
Kids pretty much built like a bunch of legends.
It's true. You know what I'm saying? And it's why Ken gain the attention. But is Ken big enough to pass on what kids gave to them?
Maybe.
To DWF? No.
Not to DWF.
Not even close, bro. Kids. I don't even think kids can revive that, bro. I mean, DWF should just die, bro. Like 10 years, bro. Congrats.
Yeah, DWF.
It was good while it lasted.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like
DWF is straight up past the point, because if you have like low carders as your mid card champions, then we kind of have a problem there.
Uh, Dragdy has a question. What's a good Fed nobody talks about?
Uh, DXPW, nobody really talks about that.
DXPW? Is that the Fed owned by Dewey?
No, that's the Fed owned by JoJo, by Prince JoJo.
Um,
It's that one that's like animations, because it's like a clean Fed, but they use it. They use like animations in it.
nobody talks about XCWE.
Oh yeah, but that's an animated Fed.
Yeah, but I
Yeah,
mean,
there's
the
a
storylines are good.
yeah no hold up. People talk about XCWE in animated, never in clean though.
But people know what it is. People know what it
Yeah,
is. They know
people
the
know what.
game.
Yeah, they know what XCWE is, but they don't know any of the other animated Feds like KO and shit like that.
Yeah, and it's why it hasn't gained its popularity. But do I think it's gonna gain popularity soon?
Yeah,
Um,
probably.
well,
It depends.
it'll probably have 1 year of hype because Lilardio is getting old and will
Yeah,
probably stop doing Roblox. I mean, you can still get paid doing Roblox, but I don't think his game is getting him over 250,000 a month of Robux because that's
he
what you
does
need
get
to have at
he
least
does get a
100.
sizable amount though, because hold up. All of everything is connected to one game.
ZK, do you know what when you dev X ZK?
But
Um, look, if you search up dev X, let's say for an example, he makes $100 a month.
yeah.
In 12 months, he only makes $1,200. He's better off working at McDonald's, bro.
Actually, wait, hold up. If Dylan Brown can make a living off of R2, then he could probably make a living.
He definitely made over 1,000,000 Robux, bro. That's why he made so much money. He
Yeah, he
definitely made
definitely
over.
did. Cause hold up, look. Also, he doesn't just like have his animated shit. He also has like he makes strons, he makes moves, he makes taunts.
Yeah, but he's
Which
not getting paid for that.
no,
You
hold up,
can't dev X like that. You have to dev X the Robux you've earned with
no,
proof.
hold up. So pretty much what he does, he'll make you pay for them. Like he'll make you actually pay for those.
Oh, like to add on for his game?
No, it's not an add-on. He'll make you pay actual money for it.
Oh, see, yeah, that also works too. But
Yeah, and then he also has his like special packs. Like he has like add-ons for his game too.
Kids Rock made a lot of money. Also, he made a lot of money with R2D.
Yeah,
He was a big factor in R2D if you didn't know. And so was what Casually Critical. Casually Critical made a lot of money
yeah.
too.
Casually did.
Um, there's a lot of people who DMB also made a lot of money
Oh yeah.
scamming.
Yeah, we all know like Aiden made a bunch of fucking money from scamming.
Yeah, there's a lot of people who scam in this community, especially
Yeah,
high carders, and they get no like
literally
wrongfully. Yeah, they don't get wronged for it.
What
I mean,
bothers me is people who scam you, but like with IRL money, because Robux and IRL cash are like two different things. Because I know some people actually like rely on the other their customers in real wrestling in terms of like real cash and having to pay for their daily expenses.
yeah,
I hate how people are just able to come back to the community after like doing some crazy shit.
And it's
I
yeah.
mean,
Like kids welcome Aiden back with open arms.
because they gave away a face.
Yeah, pretty much.
yeah, I got really
No,
angry when they allowed Aiden to come back. Like I just didn't get it. I didn't get it how like people were just like you're just able to buy your way in. The first time
that's
Zayn got canceled, he
exactly.
did a giveaway, and that automatically won over a bunch of people. And I was like, what? After everything that you heard, you just decided that you're gonna go back
Yeah,
because
you're back. Yeah,
it's such a
I was
stupid way of
fine with
buying
what Ken.
respect.
In my
I was kind
opinion,
of fine with what Ken did though, where he fucking restricted him to the 24/7 title division.
bro, Zayn isn't a bad guy. He just made bad decisions.
True. That's so
Yeah.
fucking true.
I just don't like Zayn's personality in general. He's fucking cocky.
I mean, in my experience, when I talked to him, he made a stupid decision. In
He
fact,
did. Look, in my
look, bro. Listen, Zayn, he was successful. He wanted to go out of his way and online date for what? What was the cost?
Yeah, there was like
Why
no
would you
cause
do
for her
that?
to do that. Yeah, there's
And
like
wait,
literally no reason.
on top of that, the girl was underaged.
Yeah, like that was fucking stupid. And then he also had nudes too, which kind of made it worse.
Man, bro, he did it to himself.
Yeah, he
I
did
mean,
that to himself.
Ken did the same thing, but at least he
But like at least Ken was actually like underage. Like at least he showed actual proof that like fucking changed
and
it.
don't encourage your age, by the way, bro. If you're that
Yeah.
age, encourage your age. Don't fucking say, oh, I'm 18, but you're actually 16. Don't do that.
Hello, my
Yeah, but hold
friends.
up.
Hello,
So
hello.
I going
Ladies
back
and
to the
gentlemen,
topic of
Chris Rage has just entered the call. I repeat, Chris Rage has just entered
Yo,
the call.
yo.
yeah, but hold up.
Where's your
Let me go
PS4,
back
man?
into the topic.
Yeah,
Of
time to fire.
So hold up. In my experience, last time I talked to him, he was like, ECW is 90% more creative. Wait, it's like, yeah, it was like the most feds, and ECW is gonna be like the top fed after APRW ends. Everyone's gonna want to go to ECW.
I was talking to Zane. He was like,
I
oh,
strongly
that
agree. I strongly agree.
Zane was like that. He wanted to wait. He said he wanted to wait until the summer until he does everything in the summer, and then for 3 months only he will do ECW. Is what I heard. I want to take no part in ECW.
Yeah, I'm
I was
not.
going to for bread, for actual money, but and then he pulled some dickhead shit that made me pull out. You know exactly what happened.
Yeah.
I would never I would never wrestle again. I maybe like if I would probably troll and host or something with the probability of like 1%. Like like I don't think I would ever wrestle again. I won't ever like use a clean for an actual feder. Like I haven't done that in a year. A year since
Jesus.
ECW got fucking exposed, bro.
Yeah, that kind of fucking pissed me off when ECW got exposed.
Yeah, bro. I mean,
No,
he had it going, bro. Because I'm gonna keep it 100 with you, bro. If he didn't do that, people like Chris, people like me, people like APOC, they would still be I would still be raw wrestling.
yeah.
APOC would be still raw wrestling. You would be,
Yeah,
you would
APOC.
even be more active, and also ECW would have surpassed APRW. Would have passed APRW by now.
I don't think it would surpass it.
Yeah,
No, have you seen their Twitters? Like, even when they get canceled, they still blow up like crazy, and that's just shocking to me.
Yeah, hold up. So
on top of that, ZK, look, if the Ken thing would have happened with the lying of age, he would have passed them by a mile, bro. If he didn't make the wrong choices, this man would have much more Robux, much more attendance, much more people coming to his show. And by the way, I probably would have been ECW champion, bro, because that was the next headline. Like I was talking to him before he was doing it, and I was supposed to be moved up to the main roster and fight for the United States title. Because I didn't get it, you know what I'm saying?
Okay, so I was supposed to have, before ECW got canceled, I was supposed to have a N1C match. But hold up, you want to know something that's kind of stupid? Zane actually let a lot of shit pass. Like, I asked him if I could use an ult to troll, and he told me yeah, and he gave me a title match on that ult.
Yeah, I remember that. That was stupid.
Yeah, that was pretty stupid. Yeah,
Zane doesn't know how to book.
Yeah, he doesn't. Like, he booked my ult in RXT to fight Jam. Like, he put my ult in N1C for Jam's title.
Listen, ZK. In my opinion, if I had to choose between a booker, between Ash or Zane, I'm choosing Ash every single time.
Yeah, I'm choosing Ash.
But when it comes to ECW versus RWI, I'm choosing ECW.
RWI.
I'm choosing ECW. When this is
clarify,
not a bias chance, because ECW was bigger and it had more attendance, and RWI did not have that. It lacked that.
That's true.
RWI.
No. What do you mean? What do you mean? What are you choosing them for?
Relevant. They were relevant.
Oh, relevancy. Okay, yeah.
They were.
Yeah, now RWI is more.
RWI had way much more talent than ECW ever had.
Yeah.
The only thing that RWI lacked was the amount of people that came.
Okay, just to
We had
clarify,
so
we
much
didn't
shit.
have bad attendance. It just wasn't good enough for us.
Yeah, like
Yeah, we
Ash
just
was
didn't have like
busting his
top
ass,
set.
bro.
Yeah, we worked too
Yeah.
hard for that. You know,
Exactly.
that's why it
The 40
ended.
Well,
people.
hold up. If you think about it, Zayn was also working too hard because
No. He was not working too hard.
no. Hold up, wait. Don't you
He
remember?
was losing sleep for no reason.
Yeah, he was hosting until like late at night.
Yeah, but there was no
that's
reason
not-
to do that. He could have ended the
Exactly.
show. That was on him. That was on him. He just wanted
Yeah,
that.
that was
That's not
completely on
being a
him.
hard worker. That's just being kind of, over the top.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then he would
You
like,
shouldn't
try
push
to go
that.
into he would try to go into studio and like work like a while too.
Look, Ash, bro. When I say Ash put a lot of work into this, bro, Ash would work for 40 people a show, bro. Zayn hosts until the end of people start hosting, which is okay, but that's overboard. You don't have to do all that. He was hosting for 78, 80 people coming to the show because people would rejoin to get more people into the show. It would be capped at 65 and had 71 people in the show.
Yeah.
That's crazy to me. The show wouldn't like unfill itself until 2 hours into the show. Like if you were late, that's it, bro. You can't join anymore.
You're fucked until 2 hours in.
Ash was having twice as much production, twice as much promos as Zayn did.
Twice
And
as
his
many
arenas
opportunities.
Exactly, and his arenas looked much better, in my opinion. I don't know if I'm being biased, and now his arenas look much better, in my opinion.
Didn't
like the
Zayn once
RWI.
tweet out something? Didn't Zayn once tweet out something like, this tweet gets like 300 likes, I'll do a show for 24 hours. Didn't he say something like that before?
Yeah, I think so.
Bro, why would you do that?
And then it was a big
Why would you
deal.
stress your body?
It was such a big
no,
deal,
wait,
and every.
J-Dude. That was J-Dude. No, wait, that was J-Dude.
Oh yeah, no, J-Dude did that.
I
Oh
know
my God.
somebody.
No, I'm
said
pretty sure it
something
was
like
Zayn.
that.
I remember because it
No,
was a
that was-
huge deal. People were complaining, and they were like, "He has to care about his mental health. He can't be hosting for a whole day."
That was J-Dude.
I mean,
That's
look.
Are you sure?
J-Dude
Are you
announced
sure?
the 24. J-Dude on Twitter announced the 24-hour show.
No, but
Bro.
I'm pretty sure Zayn like asked people.
Yeah, he did.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Wait, he did.
J-Dude
yeah,
did.
now
I'm
I
gonna
did
say
host
I'm gonna
one.
say why that's a problem. I'm gonna say why that's a problem because you should never do a 24-hour live show because RWI had these kind of fans and ECW did as well. The kind of fans that would stay for the entire show, no ifs, ands, or buts. Those dedicated fans that just like to watch. I'm afraid that if Zayn tried to do something like that, he would get more people to stay for the entire 24 hours. And that would just not be bad for Zayn, but for everybody. So, yeah, that's why
It's a lose-lose
that's why it's not a bad
situation.
idea.
Like everyone's
Yeah.
gonna like feel the effects, especially smaller indie feds, because ECW had a lot of people who were more a part of the mid card or
Like
independent people,
The indie feds, yeah.
and they would never be able to go to their actual federations, and that just took away from a lot of people. ECW was fine if they did like maybe like. Okay, even 5-hour shows, I wouldn't condone it, but I would understand it. 5-hour shows, but anything like, it just went on for so long that it took away from so many talented individuals who lost their opportunities and lost their talent.
It's true.
Yeah.
It's because it was so easy to be able to go into ECW. I think that's why it blew up. Zayn was able to masquerade the fact that his roster was doing more work for him than he did for the actual Fed because he had a nice personality and he gave people
Yes.
opportunities.
Yeah,
But
like,
the fans are the
yes.
people that built
Like-
him, right? The fans are the people that kept
Yes.
coming and made ECW popular. Without that, ECW would have been nothing. We were the ones that backed it up
Yes.
and made
Yeah,
everything
like,
what it
everybody
was.
else, like,
It's
you see,
true.
like,
Zayn just
Zayn
gave
didn't
them
build up anything.
opportunities. That was it.
Zayn was just like, Zayn was just like, do whatever the fuck you want. Just,
Bro, like
yeah.
Ash he plots everything. He like when Ash did a promo, he made sure it was smooth. I mean Zayn did group chats and like, oh, you're gonna do this, you're gonna do that. Ash wrote a whole fucking storyline, bro. Like he would tell you what's gonna happen this show, and the segments were beautiful because they had pops. And for a show with 40 people, 40, 50 people, it's amazing.
Actually, I do want to ask you a question.
Okay.
Back whenever ECW had I think it was called RXT. I think.
Yeah,
Yep.
Rising Talent.
Yeah. Whose idea was it to have the AVP versus GM Henry storyline? Where you guys did a rap battle, a basketball thing.
So here's the
Pretty
thing.
sure it was Ash's.
No, ZK, go ahead. Answer my question.
No, because hold up, look. So I know how Zayn works. Zayn gave me at one point, like Zayn just let me plan out my storylines. And hold up, if you notice, Alex SummerSlam, it was kind of going slow because he didn't like. He was just like, here, take the admin.
Yeah, like, bro, okay, like, you would give people cameras to, like, get under people's faces, and okay, that would be funny, but
Yeah.
he kind of let the people run his show instead of him run the show. He had no
Yeah.
control, but made made everybody else think he had control.
Yeah, when really, like, the wrestlers were really, like, the ones that
Yeah, I
that
mean,
like called the shots.
Ash didn't give a shit. You could spam him all day, but he's gonna give you the opportunity. It's just a matter of time of when. Like what's this guy's name? The biggest example, and I always bring this guy up. Mark Cole had
Oh yeah, Marcus. That fucker.
this guy went from the shittiest wrestler known to fucking man. Like, bro, this guy has to be the worst wrestler I've ever seen starting
This dude
off.
this dude literally went on a fucking losing streak the entire summer.
Yes, bro, and he used arrow keys. By the way, he was fighting in arrow keys, and now he's fighting in EC. He was fighting in ECW the last time I seen flyweight champion. Bro, he was shit. He was dog shit. He didn't know how to fight.
Yeah, and then he started getting like world title in one season ECW.
Yeah, it's true. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like that. That's called opportunity. But he knows exactly where that came from.
Yeah,
and it's RWI. He was not good until RWI, and it's why people like Omni, people like TDP, they embraced that they are from here. Like they came from here. That's where the talent's true. Yeah,
Omni Orton was created in RWI.
Bro,
before RWI, I never heard a single thing about the name.
And AXW. Yeah. He wouldn't be half the person he was if he didn't get all of his creative work from AXW. I mean, I don't like them in terms of like how Gianni hosts, but Omni, I can't deny the fact that he learned all of his like creative work from there. But I did build him up.
So yeah, like Ash built him up like skill wise, and then AXW built him up like storyline wise.
And also, people don't do this, but like behind the scenes, I also built him up respect-wise, and I taught him how to move on to his future and how to like act as a person and individual in the community. So that's also what we did in RWI too. We didn't just care about like if you were good in ring and on the mic. We also cared about your loyalty. We made the executive decision, and we talked about this before in the podcast towards the beginning. We made the executive decision to fire Marcochet and TDP, who were the two biggest stars in RWI. But the thing is, we didn't care about that because it's not just about in-ring work. It's not just about mic work, which is what they both had. It was also about respect, loyalty, and how they worked behind. So that's why we fired them, because we didn't care about that. And I think that's what makes a federation work. That's what makes everything work. When you have all those three stuff, that's what makes a star like Omni. You know?
Yeah.
It's true. Sub Edge is. Oh my god, I said Sub Edge. I didn't mean to say that. We had people like what's his name, Vlone, who came out of RWI with the Verking gimmick. It blew up in RWI, and Verking went out to Road Wrestle better. Chris Rage is a big one.
Oh yeah, Chris Rage.
Oh fuck yeah, man!
His name grew so big because of RWI, and now look at him.
Yeah,
he's done so much, man. And honestly, besides Omni, I think he's one of the most successful to come out of RWI.
Like that, it's a bunch of wrestlers that RWI has made, and they acknowledge it. I mean, Omni had the tattoo. TDP had the pants. Chris Rage had I know he had a jacket with RWI on it.
There was only like three people who had the RWI made tattoo. It was me, Omni, and Guzma.
Yeah, think about it. What other federation has a tattoo? Well, actually, I put it on CJ's, but he doesn't wrestle, so we never used it. But what other federation has?
RST.
What? Yeah, what other federation has a tattoo with their federation logo on it? No other federation has that. That's what made RWI so special, and it's just sad that people don't get to experience that anymore. But like, man, that was a whole experience, a whole life experience. You know, even though it was wrestling.
Yeah.
Honestly, fucking Ash. The more you talk about how good RWI was, I'm surprised you're not like, fuck it, let's bring RWI back.
Nah, because
Yeah,
there's also a lot of
well,
bad behind the scenes.
yeah.
Me and CJ, we cover that in the YRWI ended video, which you can watch on the network. Actually, after the podcast, you can go check that out. We actually go in depth about that. But one thing I do want to bring up is the fact that RWI was so successful because of how me and CJ booked it. But primarily, no offense to CJ, but like I booked a lot of the
Yeah,
shows.
no. You're right. You're right. Ash did all the hosting. He did all the shows.
Yeah, he did all the hosting.
He did everything. I mean, I would pitch in. I would tell him, oh, maybe we could do this. And
Okay,
yeah,
before you go on a
literally
rant, I really
sometimes-
have to actually move on to this because we're 1 hour and 30 minutes, and I gotta
Oh,
Yeah,
shit.
I gotta
we're-
plug this in. So
Yeah,
I'm
go
sorry
ahead,
to
go
I'm
ahead,
sorry
go
to cut you off.
ahead. No, it's all good.
The new I am returning in terms of being an executive and co-host, or sorry, co-owner. And for those who do not know, the Roblania conference covered on February 24th, 2021. You can actually go watch that after the podcast. We announced that I am going to be working alongside a mystery Federation co-owner. Before we went onto this whole entire conversation about a really good conversation about all the stuff that just happened, we were talking about United Wrestling International, which is where I'm going to be working for the foreseeable future alongside this mystery owner, and we're going to be having. It's going to be like it's not going to be RWI, but it's going to be like RWI. It's going to be the closest thing to RWI. I'm looking to sign the
It's gonna be
RWI talent.
better than RWI.
It will be because the host is a really good host. He or she was in the talks to become the next RWA Federation. It's going to be the next thing, and that's what I want to do. I want to replicate that again. So remember, be on the lookout for United Wrestling International. I think I want to be able to replicate. I mean, it's going to be harder without CJ, obviously, but I want to be able to replicate the stuff that I did there because not a lot of Fed owners do it. Not a lot of Fed owners, go out of the box and book like that. As we just said. But I need to get
Hey
that out there.
Ash, can I ask you a question about United Wrestling?
Yes, you may.
So, is this like I know how some Fed owners are like, this is like yeah, you can be co-owner, but they're not really co-owners. Like the main guy's still giving the decisions. What's the working relationship with you and the other co-owner?
Well, me and the mystery co-owner are going to be working hand in hand to bring up the best presentation in terms of storylines. I'm going to be having a direct role in that. Not all the titles, but one title. I hope he doesn't. I hope he or she doesn't get mad for me for announcing this. But
the Elite Contender Championship.
Fuck you, dude. Yes. Okay. Whatever. The Elite Contender Championship is one of those titles that I'm going to be bringing back, along with. We also might.
Oh fuck! I just guessed.
Well, yeah, you were right. Because that's one of the titles that is exclusive to RWI. We made up, like that. That only exists in RWS. So that's the reason why we're bringing it back. We're also bringing back some pay-per-views, some events. So stay on the lookout for that. So,
depending on how the show goes, I might come back. I won't come back as a wrestler. I would probably come back as like a manager or something. I wouldn't come back as a wrestler. It's time for other people to try to.
I'll be in this Fed. One way or the other, I'm gonna be involved.
In my opinion, bro, I don't think I'm good enough anymore like I was before. Other people have surpassed me. Like, bro, like the last time I was actually decent was probably like a few months ago. So yeah, I'll definitely pop by, see what's up. If it's popping, like if you're hyping it up how it is right now, hell yeah, I'll definitely pop by to see what it is.
Here's the thing.
I'm very curious to see who the co-owner is.
Look, CJ, I'm able to say this, but I'm going to prove it. This United Wrestling International is going to be the closest thing to RWI, and I'm hyping it up so much, and that's not because I want to be able to promote it and, I'm not going to cyberpunk this, alright? We're taking our time with this. We're making this the next thing, and the best part about it is that your boy Ash Hazy's not going to be stressed like he was in RWI, because I'm not the one that's hosting it every show. The person that is hosting it is a much better host than me. So combine that hosting with the storylines, the community, the power, or like everything that RWI had combined with this man's or woman's hosting, it's gonna be something so creative. ZK, were you trying to say something?
Why is this guy being so secretive?
What?
Like, why being so secretive about the owner?
Oh yeah.
Because this co-owner will blow your mind. The fact that RWI and this former OWA Fed owner in talks of going to RWA, him or her, it's gonna be huge. It will be huge.
Oh, and also, I know a title for UWI that nobody knows. But I could tell you guys if you want. I'm saying like if you didn't know, bro, the UWI championship, that's also gonna be a title in UWI. You know what I'm saying?
It's kind of
Holy
obvious.
shit!
No, no way.
Are
I
you
gotta write this down.
lying?
I gotta write this down. I
Are
gotta
you
write this down.
lying?
No way.
I
Are
gotta
you
write this
lying?
down.
The UWI championship is gonna be in UWI.
Holy
No.
shit!
Oh my
No
god.
way, my dude.
I didn't even know this, and I'm the co-owner.
I'm fucking shaking!
Oh my god. But you know what else is gonna be in UWI?
My spidey senses are tingling!
Okay,
Jesus.
nigga.
Alright, it's just the title. Jeez, okay. Whew. You know what else is gonna be in UWI? As I said, we're gonna have the United Wrestling International is going to have the Elite Contender Championship dedicated to storylines. I need to repeat this because it is so important because no other Fed owners are doing this. None of them. And they should, if you are a Fed owner, take note on this, okay? Our titles have meaning. Every single one of them. This is not a United States and Intercontinental flip-flop, all that crap that you can do. These titles have meaning. So, we're going to have a story-driven title. We're going to have an in-ring work title. We're going to have a world title. And we're also going to bring back tag team. But we're getting rid of that tag team name. We're replacing it. It's gone. All right, tag teams. That name in wrestling has been tarnished. Tag team, I don't even want to hear it again. We are changing that. We are going to change the game. RWI changed the game, but with this mystery co-owner, this mystery host, things are gonna be different. I want to ask you guys in call right now. I'm gonna ask you guys for a question, and I'm gonna hit you if UWI will have it. What is something you want to see in UWI? Anyone?
The knockout theme be the main show theme.
Okay, well, I meant like something
I would like to see I would like to see like a throwback arena, like something that gives RWI vibes, maybe like an arena.
Use some old RWI arenas. That'd be kind of cool.
You know
that's
what
what I'm saying.
actually might happen? As I said,
that would be super cool.
As I said, RWI stuff is coming back, so I can neither confirm or deny that we could possibly have a version of the RWI HQ in this federation. I can either confirm or deny this. I can either confirm or deny, but I'm going to make it very clear to everyone in this call, the closest thing to RWI in terms of returning of how our production is and what we have to offer. I can either confirm or deny that we will be returning something special.
In my opinion, I still think RWI sounds cooler, but that's just my opinion. Maybe I'm just.
It's easy to say.
Obviously,
RWI is easy to say.
UWI is a little.
It's like RWI, but it's not. It's gonna be better. I'm telling you right now, it is going to be better. It's not the same thing. It will never be the same thing, but it's going to be better.
My suggestion is that you give me a put. No.
Here's the thing about you, ZK. Here's the thing about you, ZK. We could give you a push, but you've gotten that everywhere. What we're trying to do is we're trying to give people who've done it all, okay, who's done the whole shtick of uprising talents. We're trying to give them something new. We're trying to give them something different. ZK, let me tell you something. How many times in a federation have you been treated like an outbreak star? Think about it. How many times has a federation said this guy is going to be the next big thing, when in reality it's the same thing over in every fed? ZK is growing. ZK is getting more popular. We're here to offer something different. That's what I'm saying, bro. This is the next thing, better than RWI, but not the same.
Off topic, I think Honor Wrestling killed RWI.
Yeah, it did.
Fuck yeah.
Attendance wise.
I'm sorry, Ash.
Attendance wise.
Great fucking job, Jordan Devlin.
Actually, it was CJ who wanted to have it. So, go ahead, say that, Jackson. Say it to CJ.
Yeah.
Yeah, quiet now, huh?
Yeah, listen. In my opinion, bro, it was my fault. It was my fault. I'm gonna cry. But yeah, I'm hoping that UWI corrects the mistake that is Honor Wrestling, and that it succeeds. Much
Just
better.
confirmed, Honor Wrestling is coming to UWI.
Bro, can you
probably
imagine?
not. That would be something I wouldn't be on Roblox to see.
That's something that would make Ashay's quit Roblox entirely.
Yeah. Fucking Ash Ace, he's Honor Wrestling again, bro.
Oh,
Fucking
Jesus.
host ever
Dude,
again.
I don't even want to talk about it. ZK, let me ask you a question right now. Okay?
What?
What's something, because you've been in, like, literally everywhere. I see you everywhere, okay?
That is true.
What is something that you haven't done yet?
I've never done my character properly because nobody lets me do it properly.
You know what
ZK, by the way,
Federation is
bro,
gonna let you do that? You know what Federation has
UWI.
their titles dedicated to story-driven stuff to develop that, because we have a title to develop ring work, and we have a title to develop story work and character work. You know what Federation is gonna do that for you?
SRW.
UWI. Not SRW. Shut up.
SRW's dead as fuck. That's 6 feet under the ground, bitch.
Bro, listen,
I
bro.
know.
ZK, you're like that gimmick who gets pushed so much but never executed. You're like Dolph Ziggler, bro.
ZK, you're like the curly
Yeah.
fry.
Yeah,
that was
exactly.
put in
Maybe
the
like
French
one
fry
world
bag.
title win, you know?
You have 1 foot in, bro, and 1 foot out, bro. Every single time I see you, bro. Like there's never been a that push that like you ever like executed on. Like I had 1 chance, bro. 1 chance and I executed it on. I never got an opportunity like that ever to be in the main roster in RC. I never got that opportunity. And you got how many opportunities? Like 10? Like, bro.
No, hold up. So pretty
Come
much
on,
the
man.
reason why I was fucking failing so much was because me and Kaylee had like the opposite schedules of each other. Like one day I would be at the doctor's because usually I have like doctor's appointments on Tuesdays,
Oh damn.
Ditch her then.
which kind of annoying. Yeah, which like that fucked us both over. And then sometimes Kaylee would have to go to another house.
I mean, I had braces at the time, bro. And I had
And CJ
dentures
was
and
mad
things like
ugly
that
with
still.
braces. Oh my god.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
bro.
Jesus.
I was some ugly nigga, bro. Like 3 years ago, bro. Now I'm a John, bro.
Yeah,
I'm not
we
even
both
gonna
were
hold you, bro.
though.
I'm
Not gonna
sexy.
lie, we both glowed up.
Yo, OD, bro. We were so ugly. We were fucking ugly, bro. But now listen, the glow up.
ZK,
What?
you're kind of like the curly fry at the bottom of the French fry bag.
Hey, say what
I'm
you want,
eating
but
French fries right now.
You like that stale chip, bro.
bruh,
You know what I'm saying?
bruh, stop flaming this guy, bro. What?
Bro, ZK,
Bro.
I'm just saying, bro. You're like that. You want something to work. It's like that car, that car that gives you that old vibes like when you used to drive around,
Mm.
and you just want it to start up one more time, but it doesn't. That's what you are, bro. You're like that. You know, you are that, bro. You're like a nostalgic feel.
All right, CJ, stop hurting his feelings.
You want the car just to fucking.
It's only
Fucking
hurting his
start that
feelings
bitch up,
because it's true.
Bro, listen, ZK, bro. Even if you add gasoline to the car, it won't start. It's exactly what you are.
Not even if you put new fucking tires or brakes on it, man.
You could replace everything in that car, and it just won't start. The car stuff won't start. It's exactly.
I mean,
you had every piece. You had every piece of a pie, man. Come on, bro.
you're like the crumbs in the back seat of a car.
Okay, but hold up. You can't lie to me. I did make a comeback at like the end of APRW.
You kind of
Okay.
did, yeah.
If I had, bro, ZK, if I had the opportunity, you did, I would be the next Eddie Slayer, bro. I would have been Eddie Slayer, bro.
No, because hold up. If you think about it,
Without the 13-year-old accusations.
hold up, if you think about it, I was in the tag team division my entire time on APRW.
That's what held you back. That's what held you back.
Listen, bro, I wasn't in any action. I wasn't in any action in RCW. I didn't have any action. I was the last person to get booked in every show. And one time I got the chance to fight for the Outbreak title. I succeeded in it. And then I failed in the main roster badly, but I still got the opportunity to become big. You had that opportunity once,
hold up.
twice, 3 times, 4
So,
times,
hold up.
5 times?
No, hold up. I kind of like RCW's Outbreak more because.
Were you even there for it?
No, hold up. I could have been an RCW Outbreak. I was too indie to. I was like, why the fuck would I wait like hours just to get booked?
Yeah.
I did because I thought it was worth it at the time.
Yeah, I was like, I was an indie wrestler at that point, so I didn't see the logic in it.
I mean, ZK, I was a big role in like the minor title like section. and I kind of fucked up. But I was still a big role. I had an opportunity and I succeeded. You had a bunch. Bro, I had an opportunity in APRW like you did. I would have probably been APRW champion already. You had way too many opportunities, bro.
No, hold up. So I got very close to winning the Outbreak belt because the only title match that I've had in Outbreak was the North American Championship against Lee Davis.
Bro, that's it. You see what I'm saying, bro? You're not that. You're always short on something. I wasn't short at all, bro.
CJ, if you think about it, Ken was basically just feeding Leon that day. He gave him half of the Outbreak roster to beat.
Listen, ZK, bro, ZK. If I were given the look, if even Ash Ace, who has not even the half of my experience of wrestling, would have capitalized on your tries at becoming the person.
No, hold up. I did get close to capitalizing on one, but I got fucked over by.
Well, you keep saying it over and over again. You keep getting there, but then it's just another excuse.
No, hold up.
There's no point in it, man.
Actually, kind of fucked over because hold up. So it was like Outbreak, the return of Outbreak for APRW when they booked everybody randomly. So like, it was an elimination chamber, and this was before they restarted the game. So I died twice, and I got kicked from the game, even though I tied. Ken asked me if I got kicked. I told him yeah. He told me to send a screenshot, which I was already pending again, so I couldn't. And he just continued the match. That was like in the final 4.
All right, man.
Listen, bro. Listen. I'm gonna put the final nail in the coffin. ZK, you could have done better, bro. You could have done better.
Okay, on the flip side, this is where Ash A steps in when CJ brings you to the ground. I'm gonna bring you back up, okay? For what it's worth, I always liked you, ZK. Like, this is how I booked you, because I knew you had talent. I knew you had talent.
Oh, I'm sorry to cut you off. I'm gonna leave. Thank you for having me in the show, bro.
Okay, goodbye, CJ.
It's been a
Thank you, bro. I love you too. Give me a kiss. No kiss, Ash? Wow, bro. There we go, baby.
Oh, Christ.
Anyways, okay. So for
was
what?
Such a powerful kiss.
Yeah, I know. Well, I had to.
Yeah,
it's literally that's my husband. Like, what?
Christ.
For what it's worth, the way that I booked you, because I knew you had talent, not quite at the World Championship level, but I think when Chris Rage held that title, that's when I knew it would be time. Because ZK, a 2-year journey into RWI, a 2-year journey, and even though you weren't there for the full 2 years, that's still a 2-year journey. The way that I booked you, and I mean this with 100%, I mean this 100%, the way that I booked you, you were going to be the final champion, okay? Because you only had one time to cash in. It was only going to be Starcade. I inherently knew that when you got that briefcase, it was time, and I was perfectly fine with it. If the last Starcade was ZK winning the RWI championship, I was perfectly fine for this.
Ash, you want to know something funny?
What?
I didn't even want Chris's title. I wanted Engine's title.
Yeah, but Engine ruined the prestige of that title. Like, I'm really mad at myself that I let that happen.
No, because look, I saw that it got vacated, and I was like, bruh. Because I wanted to cash in on it.
Mm-hmm.
And since it was fucking vacated, I couldn't cash in on it.
It was Origin CA who told me that Engine is a really, really, really great minor champion, but a terrible world champion. And that's what I took away from that experience. Some people aren't built for minor titles, and just don't ever book it for. Okay, look, don't interrupt me like that. Let me Paul Heyman you, okay? You're Big E, I'm Paul Heyman right now, alright? I haven't even gotten to the final statement I was gonna make, alright?
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Charlie Caruso, and welcome to Talking Smack.
No. Continue.
Think about the last time you were able to really be free. In RWI, we gave you storylines, okay? We gave you an opportunity to shine through your character, but you know, you're going through a lot. You're a rising star, but nobody's giving you that opportunity to do what you truly want. Nobody's giving you that opportunity to grab your character. Think about it. Zombie killer. Look at your attire. Look at everything. Look at everything that you have. You have every everything. You have everything you need to be a great character. But what's going on there? Why hasn't it got there? It's because everyone's so focused at the fact that this man was in APRW. This man, he was doing all this stuff. He's winning all these titles, but nobody cares about what you need. Because ZK, you could win a world title tomorrow, but that's not gonna be what cements your legacy. What's gonna cement your legacy is when you become the real zombie killer. I've capped you at ZK. You want to know why I cap you at ZK?
What?
Because and this is like, I don't tell people this. I don't tell people these small details. But the reason why your name is ZK in RWI is because I don't see you as the zombie killer yet. I don't see you as a character yet. But you want to know why? It's not your fault. Because nobody cares about, and it sounds rude, but nobody cares about you, okay? And what I mean by that is, nobody cares about Zombie Killer. They care about ZK. They care about the guy in the ring, but they don't care about the guy. Okay.
Nobody cares about the character. No, they just care about you.
Yeah.
They only care about ZK. They don't care about Zombie Killer. And what I tried to do with Jackson before it failed, I tried to show you the light. I tried to push you towards that direction, but it never happened. And I tried to push you a second time with that Money in the Bank. I tried to give you that opportunity, but it never came to fruition.
I was close.
And
it got like super close because I wanted to cash in that Starcade.
And let me get to my final thing.
I mean, I was so close to winning the Tokyo X thing at Tokyo Town.
After Jackson is done interrupting me, I want to give you this opportunity, but that's on you. That's on you if you want to be able to do what's best for you, okay? This is on you, but this is your decision. United Wrestling International, and this is a plug, yeah, whatever, I don't care. But I mean this seriously, because even though we haven't had the best relationship or the closest relationship, I still care about Zombie Killer. I still care about that guy. That guy that has never been able, since 2018, since OPRW, all the way back there, has never been able to show himself. I want you to have that opportunity. 2016, exactly. Look how long you've been here, and you've never been able to have that opportunity. I am giving you that opportunity in United Wrestling International because we do things different. We are doing things different. And you and me, trust me, buddy, I'm going to help you with this, but, it's on you. That's on you. That's your career, not mine. But just think about it.
The only other place that I know that really gives me a chance to play out my character is DXPW. That's like the only other place.
And think about that. The fact that you have to go into a Fed that's so centered around, like story and, all that, like, all that, the entire genre. The fact that you have to go to there, that's basically saying you have to go to AXW to develop your character. That's how far you have to go. I'm not gonna do that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give you an opportunity to go into a real Fed, both in ring and storyline. I'm gonna give you an opportunity to do that. That's what you want to do with your career. That's what you need to do because you could be in BPW the next day, but are you Zombie Killer? No, it's ZK. That's why your name is ZK. Yeah, I probably should. This is stuff that I probably should say more often, but yeah, that's why I named you ZK.
Yeah. Oh, also Ash, I have a secondary gimmick that I use in BPW. That's a thing.
And
hold up, one's a human. That's the thing about it. One character's a human, and that's the secondary.
Wait, you're a zombie? Like you're actually?
No.
Okay,
no,
all right.
The gimmick is literally that. No, the gimmick is literally that it's corruption.
Say that again.
That the gimmick is that literally that the human character got possessed. That's the thing
about it. Okay.
Yeah, that's why there's like the multiple faces.
And so tell me, does that character have more development than Zombie Killer? Because I don't see anything with Zombie Killer.
So pretty much, yeah, it does, because it's supposed to be like, it's like a Japanese person. That's why.
That's what I'm saying, man. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Wow, this is a long podcast.
It's been.
Yeah, really
we're about to hit the 2-hour mark, so we have 9 minutes to go. But I want to hit the 2-hour mark because this has been the most successful podcast. We had 11 viewers, which is better than the debut one, which actually reached a lot. And we haven't even tanked at 0 viewers yet, so this is pretty nice.
Yeah.
That's good.
I'm telling you, okay? I'm telling everyone in this call, even fucking Osamu Miya, who doesn't even row wrestle, hasn't row wrestled since 2019. And everyone, all of the people on this podcast, and I'm pretty sure you're tired and sick of me promoting this, but I'm telling you, I'm telling you, I'm telling you, and I'm gonna show you that United Wrestling International is gonna be the next thing for everyone, for every person, not just people who are good in ring, but people who, look at this guy in the chat. He just said he worked 2 years and hasn't gotten anywhere. You worked 2 months in UWI, and we'll recognize that. Alright, that's the last thing. Okay, so the last thing I want to talk about, and that was a whole thing. That was a whole thing. I'm gonna upload that in a separate thing, and I'm gonna like animate it to where Paul Heyman is staring at Biggie, and then ZK is gonna be Biggie. That's how I'm gonna do that. So the next thing is y'all hear about the Gianni thing?
Oh Jesus.
Let's talk about that. Let's talk about that.
I haven't heard exactly what happened.
You want me to go through it?
Yeah, but I know that he got canceled. That's what I know.
I guess he got canceled. I guess, but what happened was, hold on. Fuck, dude. I thought this Row Wrestling Twitter was actually verified and they were following me, but it was just an emoji. Sorry.
GG.
Next weekend, the Steiner section comes out. Quick plug. All right.
Got a lot of news for that too. Well, yeah. Gianni kind of got into an incident. As you know, Gianni Porter is otherwise known as GVP, is the owner of AXW, American Wrestling. This federation has usually been sort of tainted around the idea of storylines, but it also has.
I used to commentate for them.
Yeah, I used to.
Really?
I used to wrestle, or I still wrestle.
I commentated like sometimes. A few shows.
I remember you, ZK, but I don't. Wow, Jackson, no.
Yeah, cause hold up.
I wasn't there for a lot of shows. I missed a lot.
Hold up. So there's a reason why I still go to AXW, because I've held 3 titles in AXW. Overall, there's 6 titles, and there's never been a Grand Slam champion before.
Oh, okay, I see. So you're
the other person who was closest to getting it is somebody else who had 3 titles. Their name was Omni Orton.
Okay. Anyways, let me get we're how long are we in this? 1 minute and 53. So Gianni got into an incident where basically someone was talking with Raymundo and said, I'm gonna tell Raymundo was going through a passing of his relative, and this guy didn't think I don't remember the name, but I also probably shouldn't mention it exactly. I mean, I already mentioned Raymundo, but whatever. He basically mentioned that he said, I'm gonna tell Gianni that you were lying about your dead relative. Essentially, long story short. And Raymundo kind of did not take lightly to that, as he should, and Gianni, I believe, stripped him of his #1 contendership because he didn't show up to the event, and he was given the information that he made up an excuse. But to Gianni's credit, he released a statement saying that he did not know, he didn't know about the passing. He was just given false information, something like that. And about the screenshots, it was a matter of like he didn't know the exact reason or whatever. It was that type of situation.
Yeah, like the full details weren't given.
It's just so scuffed. Honestly, it's so weird.
Yeah.
I think personally, AXW has been canceled for a long time. It's been very indirectly canceled to the point where if people go there, they don't care. But if people go there and you become an AXW guy, it kind of says something. I was in AXW for like that's where I developed my AVP character, obviously from Gianni, who is responsible for me actually like continuing the gimmick. But he's really good at making like all this developing talent like that in terms of story work, which is why people go there. But do you guys think that people are gonna like this is gonna be the next ECW? Because this is a big thing, but I don't know if they're gonna necessarily be like that. But are they gonna be like? Is it gonna be worse to go to AXW? Like, are you gonna be no?
Nah, I don't think it's gonna be.
I think it's gonna be like UDW, but UDW had no controversy; it just kind of died out.
No,
I think that's
look,
what's gonna happen with AXW.
no, so look, the thing that I don't like about AXW, they try being TNX, which they used to actually be pretty creative because they used to be their own thing,
Mhm.
which they should try to be their own thing.
I mean,
Because pretty
yeah,
much they added the old gen rules back, the 1 and 2 outs,
you can't
and
like
then their
say
product.
you can't say you
Yeah,
don't want people to call you TNX, but like if you don't change yourself enough, which I don't think they have done personally, they're always going to be compared.
yeah, they're always gonna be compared because like original AXW, that was its own thing. Like that was actually pretty creative because it was an Attitude Era Fed.
Yeah.
There's not really that many Attitude Era Feds that were good. And AXW was actually pretty good when it was in its prime or like its original running.
They do that like really well. Like when they want to do their own era, it's shocking. Oh,
Yeah, like they do it better than they
directly
do
as
TNX.
directly as shouldn't the person who told him the false info should be blamed? Sounds like a kid looking for attention and trouble. I don't know. I'm pretty sure the reason that people are canceling Gianni is because the story is like so scuffed to the point where they think that Gianni was lying about it or like is kind of like covering it up now. In terms of the guy who spread the false information, definitely probably gonna
Yeah,
be
he should be fucking punished.
yeah. And just for the future, like more Fed owners need to understand that if talent can't make it, don't automatically
Yeah.
assume. It's like when
Yeah,
RW.
like that's like what I like about like people like Mox. They understand that if you can't make it, like and there's like actually like a problem, then like yeah, I'll go and like wait on you.
And
Like I'll give you a chance.
mhm. And it shouldn't affect stuff like your number one contendership because you earned that. And I think if you earn it, it's just kind of wrong to take it away just because they couldn't make a show. I don't know. In my personal
Yeah.
experience, I've never had a problem with Gianni ever taking something away because I mean, to be honest, I didn't really earn that much, but I did. I never had a problem with Gianni in terms of like not making shows or anything. I never had. I think it's kind of like a 50-50 thing. A lot of people, the people who have bad experiences tell everyone they have bad experiences. And then the people who have good experiences are just in that own bubble. Like AXW is one of those feds that's in its own bubble, and I think that's the reason why they might die out, but they're never gonna
Yeah,
like
they must.
die. Cause
Yeah, but hold up, wait. You want to know something that I kind of don't like about AXW?
yeah,
So like the title like the title history, right?
yeah.
They start clearing out the title history for some reason.
Oh,
If somebody's like at the top of the title history, they'll clear them out and then they'll put the next person like there.
yeah. That's
So
kind
like
of
so like with the Blocksters Championship, I'm the first Blocksters champion. So pretty much they took my name out of there and put Joshua Wolf on top. And then they took Joshua Wolf off. And then put the next one there.
sorry. I had to mute
Which I
Jackson
don't
because of his typing.
yeah, which I don't like that. Like I don't like how like
Yeah, I don't think you
they
should be able to. I mean, as long as he doesn't deny that it happened, maybe he's just clearing it just cause to clear it. But yeah,
yeah,
denying
maybe.
like history like that, yikes, yikes. I mean, the only time I've done that is when Sam Gallagher in the chat, I nullified all of the RXT wins, which you probably didn't even know RWI had an RXT, which is the point, which is why I nullified all the wins. But in terms of Fed owners, like removing history and lineage, it's not really the greatest thing to do. Like the only time that I would understand if it's like a Chris Benoit situation, but the
Yeah,
only yeah, the only people that compare to that is like just Zayn, to be honest, just him. That's like really the
pretty
only
much.
person. There's no one that is that bad. I mean, I guess you could say Eddie Slayer, but it's just kind of sad that there's so many pedophiles. It's just become normalized.
Yeah. Oh yeah, hold up. You also want to know something that's kind of stupid?
Yeah.
So you know how Zany got canceled, right?
Zane?
So Zany Marks.
Yeah.
Zany's still in the history of AKW.
Maybe it's a matter of personal connection.
Yeah, like if you look at like the Blockster Championship again, you'll see Zany Spade in the title history.
Man. I mean, this is where we've gotten. Like, okay, let's end this on a positive note, alright? Just to recap.
Yeah.
We've done, so there's so many things that we're looking forward to. 300 subscribers. What a great milestone. Me and Jackson have, should I unmute Jackson? Is he typing anymore?
No,
Hello.
not
Hi.
as loud. He just said hello, yeah.
Hi. Yeah, me and Jackson have finally gotten to the point where we feel like we've developed such a great channel and we're putting out great content. So remember, we have a lot of stuff, that we're going to get into. More conferences every few months. Legit Talk every month, and Steiner Section again every week. Not this week because we just did the conference, so there would be no point to that. But we have a lot of stuff to go over. In terms of where I'm gonna be going. Let me recap of LNW, hosted by Ethan Saber Jr. and Ox Styles, one of the greatest indie feds that we'll be putting out. You have Ash A's behind them, and you have great production. Literally everything they have to succeed. All they need is your support. So if, they asked me, what Fed do we go to that is rising? Go to this Fed that hasn't even debuted, because trust me, it's going to be worth it. The next one that I, pulled Paul Heyman on with ZK is that UWI, because we're doing things that are different, and we're going to continue to do things and that's what Roblania is all about. That's what A's is all about. Doing things that are different. So, anything you guys want to wrap up for the podcast?
No, that's about it.
Yeah, that's about it. Wait. Go to
catch
UWI
out the Steiner Section.
Go to UWI or I'll fucking murder you. There we go.
And Jackson, anything you want to plug?
Kind of. I just want to plug the Steiner Section. It's about every weekend. As for what's next for Jackson Steiner, I'm gonna be looking into LNW and UWI. That's where you can find me.
Oh wait, I thought you were gonna go jump into a ditch. Oops.
Well, I was going to, but yeah, plan.
I mean, that's where he lives, so that's not really an insult, but okay.
That's not really, yeah.
All right. Remember, okay, I'm gonna give you guys my tag right now. It is. Hold on, I gotta disable streamer mode. Okay. Someone read this out to me. Okay. Remember, Dr. A's 0168. Did I get that wrong? Someone check.
You got that
It's
wrong.
right.
Oh,
it's
you got
right.
that right. Yeah, you got that right. Dr. A's.
Let's go, baby.
0168.
Dr. A's hashtag 0168. If you would like to know how am I gonna be a part of LNW Lethal Nonstop Wrestling hosted by Saber Jr., contact me or contact Saber. I'm gonna give his information. Hopefully he doesn't yell at me. I don't think he'll care because he wants you. That's the thing. We want you. Bro, Jackson or someone get Saber's Discord tag because I can't disable stream mode.
Hold up.
His Discord tag is Saber hashtag 6112.
You heard it.
I just saw in the chat.
And if you're asking why I said that so quickly, it's my wallpaper.
Nice.
Jesus, Jackson, you weirdo.
Nah, I'm just playing. I just clicked on it.
What are you trying to say, ZK?
Alright, I just saw somebody in the chat saying, don't plug UWI ever again. No, I'm gonna plug it right now. Go to UWI.
If you are not in UWI, if you are not in LNW, well, if you're not thinking about it, then what are you doing with your career, man? This is where you want to go. So much stuff in store. The closest thing to RWA you're gonna get. The closest thing to the next thing in Pro Wrestling. Remember.
Listen. For those who want to hear it from somebody from an outside perspective, I don't know much about UWI. I've gotten most of my information that I know about it from this podcast. So let me just say, if you were a fan of RWI, if you're a fan of Ash A's and his work, I suggest you go to UWI because this will be the place to be for great action and great entertainment.
Not just that, the host, Saber Jr., is one of the most non-toxic, respectful guys that I know. This guy is a whole man of loyalty. You want something that's not toxic? You want something that's a good community? Go to that man, Saber. He does it better than I ever could when it comes to building his community. That's Saber, hashtag 6112 on Discord. If you would like to get on board with UWI, contact me, Dr. A's.
What the fuck? Yeah, but hold up, Ash. I can agree with that Saber thing. Yeah, he's not toxic.
Yeah. Don't know what that was. Anyways,
Jackson, why are you raping your kid,
yeah, like boy? What? I just want to do my plug. Let me end the podcast, bro.
Let him end the podcast. Stop raping a little kid right now, Jackson.
My bad. Okay, continue.
Remember, that is Dr. DOCTOR A's AYES hashtag 0168. DM me on Discord, DM Saber on Discord. We want to hear from you. We want to build you. And to Dracty, go fuck yourself. 2 years going down the drain. But thank you for watching, for being here this entire time.
Damn.
We love you.
Your presence alone is just amazing.
Yeah, we love you, but we hate your opinion. And that's what Roblania is all about. Being outside of the box. No one else does that. Is that good or bad? I don't know. You judge. All right, I'm gonna
I
end.
don't know what the fuck it is.
All right.
Yeah, good idea.
All right, goodbye.
Yeah, goodbye, everyone.
Bye,
See ya. Sign in section every weekend.
See you later, you cunt.